I'm strategist. I'm coming to you from the gym with my gym scope today. The topic today is your new year. Your new year, it starts today. Did you know that? It does. All right. Your new year starts today. I'm going to prove that to you. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. And hey, Clinton, I support clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. My hair is a little sweaty from my workout today. And I come to you every day, usually in the mornings when I work out Monday through Friday. I bring a gym scope, and then I usually come back in the evenings and I'll do either a mindset, a life, or a business scope. They all go inside of my scope school. It's an online live stream course that I offer for $197 a month. Hey, Kendra, you guys can always stay connected to me at miaredrick.com by simply signing up for my newsletter list there, right? So we can stay connected beyond Periscope. That's always a good thing, right? And then also, if you're on Facebook, Mia Redrick, good morning. Mia Redrick, the mom strategist. That's where I hang out over there. So make sure you are on my Facebook page. Mia Redrick, the mom strategist is the name of the page. Thank you so much for sharing, Kendra. For those of you who I've never met before, it's nice to virtually meet you. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. Hey, Sandrika. And you know what? I got started my business, guys, at least the idea 13 years ago. And I just wanted to go to work as myself. I wanted to do work that I absolutely love, standing on my professional background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood. I wanted to put those two things together. I had these systems in motherhood that people would always ask me about, and I just knew that I could support other women who were dealing with the exact same challenges that I was overcoming for many people just for free, right? And maybe you right now, from where you're sitting, you're solving the problems of the people around you in your office or, at your church, in your neighborhood. And this is just things that you know how to do to be able to support other people with being able to, with your own product, being able to support the world with that very thing, all right? If you haven't shared yet on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope, please do, all right? We want to pack it out today. The title of this scope is real simple, and it's just that your new year starts today, and it really does, all right? And I'm going to break that down for you guys over the next couple of minutes. I want to give people time to join the room, but also let me just formally introduce myself. I got started with this concept of wanting to go to work as myself, and I just started to try to figure out how in the world could I combine my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. I went to my traditional small business resource center in my town, and I was told by the director of that center that this idea of mom coaching, that no one would ever, we didn't even use those words because it didn't exist, but this idea of doing what we now call mom coaching, this would never work, that no one would ever pay me to support them in the way that I have supported thousands of clients and hundreds of clients personally. And I tell you this because sometimes if you are a thought leader or you've got this unconventional idea or there's no one else out there doing what you're doing, then likely the advice you're going to be getting sometimes from traditional, business advice is sometimes they're going to tell you that this is not going to work, all right? I'm so glad I didn't listen. I kept looking for someone to help me. I ended up bumping into a coach online, Terry Levine. And she's the first coach I didn't even know anyone working with a life coach or a business coach. I had never thought of it before. I had hired, though, a real estate coach, but that was a little different for me. I just never thought about hiring a life coach, but I hired her, and she supported me. Her model was like phenomenal on how to literally build a business that would allow you to travel the world from the comfort of your home. And I remember thinking, I want that. Like, I want to build a business that's time rich. And maybe that's where you are too. And so I work about 31 hours a month from the comfort of my home, servicing my clients, mostly in group coaching models, and with a strong multi-six-figure income. And so I tell you this because if maybe you've only heard of traditional examples of running a business that trade time for dollars still, then the fact of the matter is, right, yeah, that's right. Then the fact of the matter is there are other models out there that can support you. And so that's exactly what I did. I started building up my coaching practice and servicing people one to many, found that it was my sweet spot. And I was so grateful I had built the business that I built because my husband developed kidney disease almost 9 years ago and went on dialysis. And it's about 15 to 18 hours a week of therapy. And it's pretty good morning. It's pretty aggressive therapy. And I always think like, man, if I had built a business that was based on my ability to perform, I would not have been able to be there for him. But because I built a business that was based on time compounded, I had the opportunity to be there for him any way that I wanted to. And at the time, my kids were 10, 7, and 4 years old. So they were really young too. And so that's another tip, in terms of my story. If you build your business properly and it has sustainable success, if you ever need that business to be there for you, it will be there for you, right? My husband did get a kidney transplant 3 years ago, and he's doing amazing. And I will tell you, I think part of that was because we were able to hire a private physician for him, so he could get an elevated level of care. You can have a doctor that doesn't have hundreds of patients. You can literally hire a doctor that just has 20, 25 patients, and that's what we did, so he could get a higher level of care. And to me, that's what a great business does, that it's there for you. It creates sustainable success for your family. It allows you to invest in your family and the things that are most important for us. It was health and wellness, and we've also been able to give our kids a world-class education. We've invested over $715,000 in our kids' elementary, middle, and high school tuition so that we could give them what we wanted them to have. And I know that there's a mom or dad out there listening that's saying that's why you want to run a business, right? To create those options for your family, or maybe it's to travel the world. We've done that too with our family, and that's the benefit to me of building a business. But there's nothing like owning your time. And I have to say that among all the things that I get to enjoy as an entrepreneur, my husband and I have been full-time entrepreneurs for over 2 decades. My kids have never seen us work a job in the conventional sense ever. They've just seen us run our own businesses. I love the fact that we are able, I own my time. Like, I love that I could be there for my kids and see anything I want to see. And if you're that mom, like I'm that mom, and that I want to go to all the plays, you know what I'm saying, and all the games, particularly when they were younger, I could do that because I own my time and I could be in choice about that. And I love that. Nobody else got to dictate for me what activities of my kids I could get to see. And I love that I get to date my husband in the middle of the day. And that might not be your thing, but when I'm introducing myself, I'm just letting you know why I love being an entrepreneur and the kind of business that I built and the freedom that it really provides for me. And, and the last thing I'll say is that this business that I've created has been not a hustle. It's not a grind. It's not flash cash. It's none of that. And I love the fact that it's quality, that I get to work with quality people. The women that I work with, most of my clients are women, they're smart, they're sharp, they're go-getters, they're educated, they're action takers, they are thought leaders. They might not know what they want to do with their education and to be able to leverage it and package it to be able to support other people in their consulting or coaching businesses, but certainly they have gifts and talents, and it's nothing like working with brilliant, smart, sharp people who believe in God, and I just love it. All right, so that's the ABCs of me. I'm going to get started now. If you guys haven't shared yet on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope, please do. The topic today is very simply that your new year starts now. I'm going to drink some water. 1 second. Kendra, I have my water bottle. You have one, right? You have your water bottle, your Time for Mommy water bottle. Which we gave out at the retreat last year. So your new year starts now. So what I want you to know is that, a lot of times when we think about a new start or we think about the new year, and we associate that new year with a certain time period, typically January 1st. You guys have heard that. Happy New Year, and people set goals and they set resolutions to do the things that they've been dying and aching to do, right, inside their hearts. Like you just can't wait until January 1st, that clock to tick, to say, now's the time for your new start. But one of the things that I decided years ago was like, okay, New Year's is fun in terms of, as a country we celebrate, or as a world we celebrate a new start. But for myself, that my new year starts today. and that I can make anytime, my new year, right? When I make a decision to, to reach for my goals and get serious about my goals, my new year starts right in that moment. And if you are that person that, you've always waited until the new year, or maybe you've said, if it's my birthday, like that's when you're going to start, or anything like that, I want to challenge you on that. I want to talk to you about that for a minute, because I meet a lot of people who, in that sense, say the big things, they know what the big things are that they want to achieve, but because they never make a commitment, you know what I mean, like in the now, they never get to do the things that they really want to do, because time does not wait for you. And, we all change, like from, month to month, year to year. So what might be good for you now, when you think about it, might not be good for you timing wise in 3 months. And so one of the things I want to challenge you on is to understand that when you make up your mind that change has got to happen, you have to commit to that change in the now, without any excuses, without any futures, if you will, without saying I'm going to get started in 3 months or in 6 weeks or when I get my shoes. When I say I'm going to do it, whatever it is, then I'm going to make the change. Like in that minute, like in that hour, I am actually going to get on the phone. I'm going to make the call. If it's, let's say, for example, if it was personal training and I know I need to work out and I've been saying I want to work out and I'm like, you know what, I'm ready to commit to my health, and I make that decision, my new year starts right then as it relates to my health, all right? And then I'm going to get on the phone and I'm going to make commitments that are in alignment with where I want to go. That means I'm going to hire a personal trainer. I'm likely going to pay them for the whole year, or at least the first 3 months or 6 months or something like that, that's going to commit me in advance so that I can honor my commitment, right? And so sometimes your new year never becomes new because of futures. And it's true, because of futures, because we spend more energy on what we're going to do versus acting on doing, all right? And so what I want to challenge you, if you're listening to me today, is that if that's you, if you're that person that says, when the kids graduate, I'm going to, you know what I'm talking about, or, when my children are this age, I'm going to, all right, or when we save this amount of money, I'm going to, start that business, or, when I lose this amount of weight, I'm going to experience whatever it is, all right? I want to challenge you on that, because likely you will find that you are not hitting your goals. Like when you get to that 3 months or that 6 months or that 1 year period, you can't even remember that thing that you're committed to, because there's no emotional connection any longer, and there was no action around it, and there was nothing to really support it. And something that I learned a while ago, like I have a lot of friends that are top achievers, and we all knock our goals out the park. And it's interesting because we speak a language, and that language is called now. And typically when we say we're going to do something, the new year, it starts right then. And we set goals right around that whole thing. And I remember even when I had my kids, right? When I had each of my kids, I had a goal that within 6 weeks of having my kids, to make sure that I was practicing me time 90 minutes a week by myself, right? That's kind of my thing. That's what it's always been, me practicing alone time 90 minutes a week, because it makes me better, it makes me stronger. So I would set a goal. I would either buy tickets to a concert series or speaker series or something like that, so that I knew that I was properly committed to my future. And so for those of you who want to change your future and you haven't properly committed to your future, I hope somebody hears me out here on this. There are no hearts, but I'm breaking this down, all right? For those of you who want to change your future and yet you're not properly committed to your future, it's why your future hasn't changed, all right? So when you want to change your new year, know that today is your new year, all right? Like once you say, this is what I'm going to do, then look at what you can already commit to that will guide you. Like, can you get some accountability partners today, all right, around that thing or that area of your life you want to change? Can you make an investment, monetary investment that's significant enough that if you lost it, it would, like, you would feel it, you know what I mean? That would pull you out of not doing whatever it is that you know you want to do, because you know you want to do it, right? So if I pay for a personal trainer, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, a year in advance, I know I'm going to go because I already paid this person, you know what I mean, for me to be there. So of course I'm going to go to the gym. And the question is, what is it for you? Like, what is it? It might be for you. It could be even coaching that in your business that you keep saying, hey, I'm going to really do it. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to increase my price. I'm going to change my positioning in the marketplace. And you haven't done anything different. And at this point, you can see half of the year's gone. So you already know what your revenue has been for this year. If it's not where you want to be, the question is, how can you start a new year in that area? What kind of investments do you need to make that will make you rise up, all right? And that's my message to you guys today. And I hope that this has supported somebody in saying, you know what, I always make New Year resolutions in futures, but I have not taken a stand for my new year, which is today. Like the moment that you decide to change, like today, your year is new. Okay, that's how I look at it. The moment that I decide I'm going to commit to the thing that I really want, then I have changed my year. My new year has happened in this moment. And it's not something that I have to wait 7 months for, 6 months for, or 30 days for. It's not. And it's not for you either, all right? I want to open the floor really quickly and see if this supported you guys. And what was your takeaway from what you heard today? And if you haven't shared yet on Twitter, on Facebook, on Periscope, please do. And what was anybody want to share their takeaway this morning? My only goal is to support you in moving forward, making that change or that shift, because maybe you're that person that has always, set New Year resolutions, but they're always in the future. What you going to do? You know what I mean? I'm going to do that, and then after that, I'm going to do that. But the challenge is that in the now, like doing it right now, nothing you've done is in alignment with what you're talking about. And that's the deal. Nothing changes until your actions change that are in alignment with where you want to go. And that's just fact. All right. I'm Mia Redrick. I am the mom strategist. I support clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com and stay connected with me there. Anyone want to chime in? I suffer from analysis paralysis. This helps me start now and not put it off. Absolutely. Thanks. I needed to hear this. I appreciate it. It's true. Like sometimes that's what happens. Like we just look at the thing and we're trying to get it just right. We're trying to line it up just right instead of just starting. And success, I look at it this way. Success is built on failure. Like people who are successful fail more than other people, and they're willing to take those risks. Things are not usually perfect and neat. Most times you don't know the answer for the thing that you're reaching for. It's just the truth of the matter. And you got to understand that. And perfection is the enemy of progress, right? And so sometimes when you go back over and over again and you don't have any history around success with the new thing that you're doing, it's easy to become discouraged and demotivated. I find just doing a little bit in that direction of where I want to go, then I'm like, oh, that wasn't so bad. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I did a little something and then I do a little more and then I do a little more. And if you take 3 simple actions a day, it changes you. I've fallen several times, but you're still pushing, right? Well, when you fall, the most important thing is we all fall, is to get up. Falling is a part of success. People who are successful all fall. You know what I mean? It's part of the journey. And I did a scope the other day. I think I took it down, but I was talking about how life is like a slingshot, that basically it is because of what went wrong that allows you to pull back to spring forward with momentum. And then when you shoot off, you actually are further ahead than when you started because of all the things you've learned along the journey. So hopefully you got to see that one. Hey, darling, good morning to you. This morning I talked about very simply, real simple, which is that your new year starts now. And I was saying that so many people, they have a new year goal, but they think that they need to wait to a certain date in order for them to execute on the things that are important to them. And I found that, people who accomplish their goals, that get a lot done or a lot more done than, the people on the average, we all start our new year right now and we just start to be intentional in this moment about getting things done. There's not a perfect moment to get things done, definitely not 3 months or 6 months. It's like in the now. And people who commit to that typically have greater success because their life starts to change immediately. All right. Whereas people who commit to changing or progress in the future, usually by the time that time comes, moments have changed. You can't even remember why you wanted to get started to do whatever it was to begin with. So start right now. It makes all the difference. Are there any final comments or questions for me today? It says Gym Scope, right? So this is my Gym Scope this morning. I always keep it quick. I'll be back later today with a teaching scope tonight. But I wanted to share this with you guys just to see, just to give you some context anyway around your new year, all right? And I hope that it's helped someone. All right, going once. Any final questions or comments, all right? Any final questions or comments? And if you're not connected with me on Facebook, Mia Redrick, the Mom Strategist, Mia Redrick, the Mom Strategist. And remember on MiaRedrick.com is my website. You can always sign up there so we can stay connected beyond Periscope, all right? And I can notify you of any things I've got going on. We've got some cool things coming down the pipe. And what else did I want to tell you? And if you've thought about working with me and you want to book a strategy session, that means that you are seriously looking to invest in a coach. I don't do free coaching. So you can fill out a strategy session application, which is bit.ly/strategy with Mia, bit.ly/strategy with Mia. And that will allow you to book a strategy session with me so I can see how I can support you and see where you are in your business and what you need to do to amp it up, right, and start your new year off right. So I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate you. I love you guys. Have a great and amazing day. Bye.